The most expensive thing in life is surprise. A broken car, a sudden medical bill, losing a job. Emergencies don't ask for permission, and they don't wait for the right time. They just happen. The truth is, most people believe emergencies are rare. They think, this won't happen to me, at least not anytime soon. But statistics tell another story. Every single person, no matter how smart or careful, faces at least one major financial shock every 5 to 10 years. That means if you're 30 years old, you might face 3, 4, even 5 big, unexpected events in your lifetime. The question isn't if it happens, the question is when. And here's the critical part. When that emergency comes, you have only 2 options. Either you pay with your savings, or you pay with debt. And debt is always more expensive. Always.
Think about it. Your car breaks down. The repair costs $1,200.
If you have no savings, you swipe your credit card. That's $1,200 at maybe 20% interest.
By the time you finish paying it off, that repair could cost you $1,500 or even $2,000. That's the hidden tax of being unprepared. And it doesn't stop there. Emergencies stack. A car repair, then a dentist bill, then maybe reduced work hours. Suddenly, you're not just stressed about money, you're in survival mode. And survival mode is expensive. That's why an emergency fund is not optional. It's your financial seatbelt. Think about driving. Most of the time, nothing happens. But when there's a crash, that seatbelt saves your life. You wouldn't drive without a seatbelt, so why live without a financial cushion? Here's the scary reality. Studies show that nearly 60% of Americans couldn't handle a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money. That means one broken laptop, one emergency room visit, one unexpected car repair can send more than half the population straight into debt.
And let's be clear, debt is not just numbers on paper. Debt means stress. Debt means sleepless nights.
Debt means arguments at the dinner table. In fact, financial stress is one of the leading causes of anxiety and relationship problems worldwide. But here's the good news. Even a small emergency fund makes a huge difference. You don't need $50,000 sitting in the bank to protect yourself. Sometimes, just $500 can stop you from using a credit card. $2,000 can cover most car repairs. $5,000 can give you breathing room if you lose your job. And imagine how it feels. Instead of panic, you feel calm. Instead of debt, you feel control. An emergency fund doesn't make you rich, it makes you strong. It buys you something more valuable than money itself, peace of mind. Let's take 2 people as an example. Maria has no emergency fund. One day, her washing machine breaks.
She has no savings, so she uses her credit card. Now she owes $600 plus interest, and she'll be paying it off for months.
That one small problem creates a chain reaction of stress. Now let's look at another Maria, same person, same job, but this time she built a small emergency fund. The washing machine breaks. She takes the money from her cushion, pays for the repair, and moves on with her life. No panic, no debt, just calm. Which Maria would you rather be? Here's the bottom line. Life is unpredictable, but your finances don't have to be. Emergencies will come. That's guaranteed. But whether those emergencies become a financial disaster or just a temporary inconvenience, that depends on you and whether you have that safety net in place. Remember, an emergency fund isn't about becoming wealthy. It's about staying safe. It's about buying freedom from panic. It's about giving yourself the gift of peace of mind. And that is priceless.
So now we understand why emergencies are so expensive. The next question is, how do we actually build an emergency fund? The good news is you don't need to do it all at once. Think of it like building a wall. You don't place 1,000 bricks in a single day. You place 1 brick at a time. And eventually, you have a strong wall that protects you. Step 1. Set a target. Most experts recommend at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That means if your monthly costs are $2,000, your goal is between $6,000 and $12,000. Sounds big, right? But don't let that number scare you. Remember, you don't need to reach it tomorrow. You just need to start. Step 2, start small. If you don't have any savings today, Even saving your first $100 matters. Why? Because that's $100 you won't need to borrow if your tire blows out. Then, aim for $500. That covers many small emergencies. Next milestone, $1,000. Now you can handle most urgent situations without credit cards. Step by step, you build confidence and protection. Step 3, automate your savings. Here's the secret most people miss. Willpower is unreliable. If you wait to save whatever is left at the end of the month, usually nothing is left. The solution? Pay yourself first. Every payday, set up an automatic transfer, even if it's just $50 or $100, into a separate savings account. Treat it like a bill, like rent, like electricity. But this bill is for your future peace of mind. Step 4, choose the right place. Where should you keep your emergency fund? It needs to be safe, accessible, and separate from your everyday spending. The best options are a high-yield savings account. It earns a little interest while staying liquid. A bank deposit account with no withdrawal penalties. Or even a separate savings account at your regular bank, so you don't touch it by accident. What about investments like stocks or crypto? No, your emergency fund is not about growth. It's about safety. You don't want to risk losing money when you need it most. Step 5, make it visible. Track your progress. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or even a sticky note on your fridge. Watching your fund grow is motivating. It turns saving into a game, and you're winning. Now, let's go back to Maria's story. Imagine 2 timelines. In the first timeline, Maria has no emergency fund. When her car breaks down, she takes out a loan. The repair costs $1,200, but with interest, she ends up paying $1,500. She feels stuck, stressed, and helpless. In the second timeline, Maria slowly built her emergency fund. She saved $100 a month for a year. She didn't think it was much, but now she has $1,200. The same car breaks down. This time, she pays cash. No debt, no panic. She keeps driving, calm, and confident. Same problem, different outcome. Why? Because of preparation. And here's something powerful. Building an emergency fund isn't just about money. It changes how you feel about money. When you know you're protected, you make better decisions. You sleep better. You worry less. You stop living paycheck to paycheck. Now, you might be thinking, but my income is small. How can I save? The answer is, start with what you can. Even $10 a week is $520 in a year. That's one less credit card emergency. And once you start, momentum builds. You'll find ways to increase it. Finally, remember this: an emergency fund is not a luxury. It's not just for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from debt. Freedom from that constant stress of what if. So set your goal. Start small. Automate it. Keep it safe. And watch as your peace of mind grows with every dollar you save. Because the most expensive thing in life is surprise. But with an emergency fund, surprise doesn't have to be a disaster. It becomes just another challenge, one you're ready to face.
By now, we've learned why emergencies are expensive and how to build your first safety net. But here's the final piece of the puzzle: how to maintain and grow your emergency fund over time. Because starting is only the beginning. Life keeps happening. Expenses rise. Emergencies come in waves. If you want real financial security, you need a plan to keep your funds strong today, tomorrow, and 10 years from now. First, refill after every use. Your emergency fund is like a fire extinguisher. If you use it once, you need to refill it. Imagine you face a $1,000 car repair. You pay it from your fund. Great. That's exactly what it's for. But don't stop there. Make it a priority to replace that $1,000 as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the next emergency could hit when your safety net is too thin. Second, adjust for lifestyle changes. When your income or expenses change, your fund must adapt too.
Maybe you get married, have kids, or move into a new home. Suddenly, your monthly expenses are higher.
That means your emergency fund target must rise as well. Remember, the goal is 3 to 6 months of living costs. If your lifestyle expands, your cushion must expand with it. Third, separate from temptation. Here's the truth. Your biggest enemy is not the economy. It's yourself. It's tempting to dip into your emergency savings for a vacation, a new phone, or Christmas shopping. But that's not what this money is for. To protect yourself, keep it in a separate account. Make it slightly inconvenient to access, not impossible, but enough that you'll think twice before spending it. Fourth, automate growth. Even after reaching your target, keep adding small contributions. Why? Because inflation erodes value. $10,000 today won't cover the same emergencies in 10 years. By continuing to add even $20, $50, or $100 a month, you make sure your fund grows with life.
Think of it as a subscription to your own peace of mind.
Fifth, don't confuse it with investments. Some people think, why leave money sitting in a savings account when I could invest it? But remember, the purpose of this fund is not growth, it's security.
Investments can go down in value right when you need them most. Imagine losing your job during a market crash.
If your emergency fund is tied up in stocks, you could be forced to sell at a loss. That defeats the purpose. Safety first, growth later. Sixth, use technology to stay on track. Apps like Mint, Inab, or even simple budget trackers help you monitor savings and expenses. Set reminders, set goals, and celebrate milestones. Seeing progress keeps you motivated. Seventh, think of it as emotional insurance. Money is not just numbers, it's feelings. Fear, stress, relief, confidence. An emergency fund reduces stress levels dramatically.
Studies show people with at least $2,000 saved report being less anxious about finances.
Why? Because they know they can handle a sudden bill without panic. That kind of peace is priceless. Let's go back to Maria one last time. Without an emergency fund, Maria is always anxious. Every strange noise her car makes feels like a threat. Every flu season feels like financial danger.
Every email from her boss makes her heart race. What if she loses her job?
But in the version of her life where she built and maintained her emergency fund, Maria feels different. She still has challenges, yes, but she knows she can face them. She sleeps better. She negotiates with confidence. She even enjoys life more because she's not living in constant fear of what if. That's the true gift of an emergency fund. It's not just about covering expenses. It's about freedom. The freedom to live without fear. So here's your action plan. If you don't have a fund yet, start today. Even $20 is better than zero. If you've started, protect it. Don't touch it unless it's truly an emergency. If you've used it, refill it. And if you've reached your goal, keep growing it slowly so it always keeps up with life. Remember this, emergencies will happen, but how you respond depends on preparation. And preparation is what separates financial stress from financial stability. The most expensive thing in life is surprise, but with a strong emergency fund, you can turn surprise into resilience. You're no longer reacting to life, you're ready for it.